Welcome to Detroit Prepping. Lately, I've been watching a lot of TV, catching up on some news lately. And I talked about it in a previous video, how so many people right now are fixated on crime. Now, we've all heard about the horrific shooting at the Garlic Festival. We've all heard about the horrific shooting at the Walmart in El Paso. We've all heard about the horrific shooting in Dayton, Ohio. But now the news has turned to a group of motorcyclists in Times Square that had backfires from their motorcycle cause a mass panic and are now being sought by authorities for this. Coincidence? A true coincidence, I'm sure. Now, as I hear our elected officials ramp up their calls for disarmament of law-abiding citizens, what do I see next? A mentally insane person uses a knife to kill multiple people and injure several others. The first thing that popped into my mind is, no one had a gun. The second thing that popped into my mind is, where were these police that were supposed to protect us because we don't have guns? You see, in my mind, it's a very simple fact. The police carry guns for protection. And since I do not have my own personal police officer to shadow me 24/7, I would like the ability to protect myself the same way a law official would protect himself. I've been watching a lot of our congressmen speak. And yesterday I heard a congressman from Illinois speak. His name was Adam Kinzinger. Now he said probably the truest statement I have heard from one of our representatives. Now he said he's willing to admit something needs to be done about all these mass shootings, all these mass stabbings, I would add to this category now. And the reply he gets is that's not enough. So not only do they not want to hear what can be done, ideas of how to solve these problems, they want it to be absolutely their way. Because how can you say it's not enough if you haven't even heard the proposal yet? I mean, I've watched a few of the presidential candidates speak about how what happened today, which has happened dozens of times before Donald Trump was the president, is now the president's fault. Now, how one man can be responsible for another man that is over 500 miles away, 1,000 miles away, is beyond my comprehension. Now, I have some ideas about this. And as I investigate and prepare myself to run for a seat in the U.S. House of Representatives, I'd like to share with you some of my thoughts about gun control. Now, I understand age changes with the times. I get it. An 18-year-old man today is not the same as an 18-year-old man 40 years ago, is not the same as an 18-year-old man 80 years ago, and is surely not the same as a 40-year-old man 200 years ago. Now, solutions to the problem. Well, I gotta be honest with you. I don't have a problem with a man having to be 21 years old to purchase a handgun or a semi-automatic rifle. Now, I have nieces and nephews that are approaching this age, 14 and 15 right now. And they are not the same person me and their parents were at the age of 15 or 16. Now, would I deny my niece or nephew the right to walk into any firearms dealer and purchase a single shot pistol or rifle chambered in .22? And I'm not talking 22 long. No, I wouldn't. I think that's more than acceptable in the times we live in. Now, with that, I also propose that once you have reached the age of 21, any semi-automatic weapon available, you should have access to and the ability to purchase. Now, I'd like to take it a little bit further. Once you've reached the age of 25 years old, I feel you have the right to purchase any fully automatic handgun or rifle. I mean, we impose age restrictions on who we have represent us in our government. I don't doubt that we need to adjust certain age guidelines for possessing such items. Now, when you've made it to the age of 35, do I believe you should be able to buy surface-to-air missiles, grenades, claymores? Well, I do think you should be able to. I think that is a God-given right, and is plainly spelled out in the Constitution, more specifically the Bill of Rights, why it is our right, not that we should be allowed to. I hope everybody will take some time to find out who Adam Kinzinger is. He's from Illinois. And when I hear like-minded people speak, I'd like to believe that I can hear the bullshit or the lack of. And this man personally has reaffirmed in my mind that the system is not broken. But the system is not being used by the people who think like me, by the people who think like you. See, I've noticed one thing about myself. It's easy to get on here and make a video complaining about what's wrong. But as I've endeavored to start my candidacy for a seat in the U.S. House of Representatives, District 14 of Michigan, it's not as easy to do as making these videos. See, the biggest problem I've run into is the time needed to pursue such an endeavor. The second biggest problem I've received or have found is that though many people will support you with their words, though many people will encourage you with kind sentiment of the fact that I'm attempting to do the right thing, not many people will put their money where their mouth is. Now, I watch millionaires and billionaires receive donations from the lowest income earners this country has. And it makes me wonder why we freely give our resources to people who have no interest in showing us their appreciation. Now, I understand a lot of these campaigns are financed by corporate entities whose coffers are limitless and endless. But I can't imagine the 300 plus subscribers I have today don't have a way to support a candidate that is willing to go and make his life's work for the next 2 to 4 years his job. I think as long as we spend our time talking about what to do, supporting each other with kind words and encouragement to speak bolder, we'll be here in another 4 years talking about how much worse it's gotten since last time, since last election, since the last cycle. I hope that the videos I've been watching of presidential candidates are not a reflection of what is to come, but an encouragement to every person who has seen them as well to stand up and support people that will do a good job, that will give an honest effort, that will make that their life's work for that moment. Now, I believe greatly in term limits, and I got to tell you, 30 years of doing the same thing, I don't see how it's possible. So, go check out Adam Kinzinger. Hopefully he will give hope to the few people who have no hope of fixing this great experiment gone awry. And think about who you'd like to support to do that job. Because we're paying for it anyway. We might as well pay up front. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you'll come back to my channel. And if nothing else, I hope you have a good day.